We heard two beautiful readings, correct? You were listening, children? Yes or no? No. Yes. Sure? Okay. Let's see how much you listen. You heard the Hindi translation also, no? No. So who was Saint Paul writing to in this second reading? Say, don't worry. There is no such thing as a wrong answer. Jenny. What is your answer? Philippians. Actually, it is Philemon. Very good. Very close. Sounds same, similar, right? Philemon, Philippians. It is from the letter to Philemon. And Paul is telling him, I am an old man, and in my old age I am lying in prison. And there he feels the pain of being imprisoned. All of you have felt pain at some point in time or the other, correct? Now, some of us feel one of two kinds of pain. So I'm going to describe the first one. How many of you have received one nice chappal from your mummy? Or one stick has come to your hand or to the back of your legs? All of us have got that? Or your brother has given you one nice hard box on mukha to your face, and then you go crying, oh, paining. Yes or no? All of us have felt that? Yes? Is that suffering? Is that pain? It's pain, no? It's physical pain. Something is broken in my body. I break a finger, or I break a larger bone. Some of us have big plaster put so that the bone heals, no? It hurts a lot. The body tells me there's something wrong because I've fallen. There are some people who fall sick and they get fever and their head is aching, they can't stand. There are others who have other kinds of diseases, and so many parts of the body begin to pain and ache, and that is suffering, correct? So we all have felt the first kind of suffering. What is the first kind of suffering? Physical pain. Yes? What is the name of the suffering? All of us have felt it. Now the second one is also similar to the first but different. Here, there is nobody who beats you. There is no one who says, who breaks your bones or gives you a box. But sometimes we suffer because what we feel inside. We have pain because of what we feel inside. And this pain is usually invisible. The other pain we get from something visible. When you see the chappal flying at you, you know it is going to hurt. When you see the cane coming at you, you know it's going to hurt. When you're falling down, you know that something is going to break. But this other kind of pain is invisible. Why is it invisible? Because it comes to us in different ways. One of the ways in which it comes to us is the words of people. No? There you are going to school and you sit in class and your neighbor is talking to you when the teacher is teaching. You've not said a single word, but instead of shouting at your partner who's talking, teacher shouts at you. I didn't do anything. Do you feel bad? Teacher shouting at you. You don't feel bad? You feel bad? No? Sometimes we are pained by the words that people tell us. Keep quiet. Don't talk. Sometimes our own parents at home tell us, useless. Good for nothing. Donkey. And we feel bad, but we don't want to show them. So we go about doing what we're doing anyway. But there's pain inside. There's pain inside, no? It hurts. It hurts. Nobody likes to be called names. Do you like to be called names? If I call you, hey Kalia, hey Jadia, you like it? Would you like it? No. It causes us pain. Now this pain is invisible. Is any part of your body broken? No. But what is broken? That is causing you so much of pain. What is broken? Actually, it's your heart, exactly. See these children making the sign. They're not saying. They're making the sign. They're making your emoji, the heart. It's when your heart is broken that there is a lot more pain. And usually this pain begins right from the time that we are very little. We do not understand this pain, but it hurts. Sometimes when mommy and daddy ignore us, don't look at us, or they are fighting among themselves, we feel this pain inside of us. How I wish this would not happen. Sometimes when our friends don't speak to us, we don't have people who understand us, we begin to have a lot of pain inside of us. Sometimes when we are not successful in our studies and we can't get those marks that mommy and daddy want us to get, we start to cry and say, how am I going to do this? I don't like to do it. Some of us don't like to study. And then we have the pain of knowing that we've done something that our parents don't like. Some of us are even naughty. We'll do what our parents tell us not to do, and then when they shout at us, we get hurt. Have you felt this kind of pain? So one pain is heartbreak. What is one pain? Heartbreak. And what is the other one? Physical pain. So one is caused by visible effects. Somebody beats you, somebody breaks your bones. And the other one is invisible pain. Now, physical pain can be avoided. How can you avoid physical pain? The ground is wet, there is moss, you will walk carefully so that you won't fall. But can you avoid heartbreak? No. It's difficult because we deal with people who are very different from us. We deal with people who have their own problems. We have people who speak to us rudely for no reason at all and we don't know why. We have sometimes a situation in our home that we cannot control, and as children probably we feel we can't approach our parents even to tell them about what we are feeling inside. And so there is pain. It is usually uncontrollable. We are not the cause of the pain. And I want to tell you this, dear children, that this suffering is real. When we look at Mama Mary standing at the cross, she is Jesus' mummy. When Jesus was little, she held him and she took care of him as he was growing up. And there's this close bond between her and Jesus. She loves him so much. She follows him around. And when Jesus grows up, Mama Mary is worried about Jesus because Jesus is not like the other children. Jesus is not like the boys of his time. He is roaming about in Galilee. He goes to the seashore and he collects friends from all the fisher folk. He tells them, come follow me. I will make you fishers of men. And Mary is looking at him. What is he going to do with these fellows? Then he goes and he picks up one tax collector. And that tax collector, these fellows are not very good. They cheat people. They rob them of their money. They make others feel bad. And Mama Mary is looking at Jesus and asking herself, how can Jesus take a tax collector as a friend? Who takes tax collectors as a friend? She can't understand. And so she's pained. And yet, she learns how to deal with her pain. Many people start to badmouth Jesus. They say, Arey Mary, your son is a madcap. He went that day to fight with that father in church there. He's gone to the temple and he's arguing with these Pharisees. He challenges them. Arey, who knows more? They know, he knows. He's only 30 years old. They are 60, 70, 80 years old. They've been in the temple all their lives. They've read all the scriptures. Who does he think he is? And Mary has to listen to these things and keep quiet. Does that cause heartbreak? Yes or no? Yeah. Big heartbreak. Because Mary can't understand why exactly Jesus is doing what he is doing. Mary doesn't understand the role that Jesus is playing in changing the lives of the people that he loves. And yet, Mary does not break down. You will see, my dear children and my dear people gathered here for this celebration, when we have pain, we react terribly. We react terribly. We see that when we have physical pain, the first thing we do is we try and do something gharguti. You know what is gharguti? Some remedy from home. Take some honey. If you have a headache, have some warm water to see whether the pain is going. Tie your head to see whether you can stop it. If you have a fever, try and take some paracetamol. If you have a pain somewhere, take a dolo. It will go away. Or take a pain medication from over the counter. I don't want to name them. Right? So we do all of this. Why? We need to get rid of the pain. The faster I get rid of the pain, the better I will be. That is our relationship with that pain. Sometimes not understanding where that pain is coming from. And so very often that pain is recurring. I'm getting migraine. I'm getting a lot of migraine. But I don't want to change my behavior. I want to look at my phone all of the time. I want to stay very close to the computer screen. I am always tensed. I don't sleep well. All of these are causes for migraine. I don't want to change all this. I can take a tablet and I can stop my physical pain. That is what we believe. We start crying when we have big diseases. But we don't see that those diseases are a slow process of dying. And we are going through that slow process of dying, and we don't realize that this is going to cause us pain. What is our relationship with suffering in our lives? That is the question we are asking today. And my dear children, young as you are, you need to remember that even physical pain has a reason. God has made our bodies so wonderful that when it's not functioning well, it will give you a sign. Don't do this. It causes your body pain. Don't do this. That is where physical pain is concerned. But where heartbreak is concerned, it is even worse. It is even worse. We learn right from the time that we are little babies to take our brokenness that we suffer and to hide it deep inside of ourselves, to repress it, never to talk about our sadness, never to tell people about what we're going through inside. We learn that as small little children. Why do we learn that? Because sometimes it is our parents who do that to us. You're a big boy, don't cry. What is this? There's no need to show your emotions. Keep quiet. Speak only when you're spoken to. There's no need to tell everybody about your problems. Keep your problems to yourself. Right from the time that we are little. And this causes tremendous pain, either in the long run or even in the short term. We do not realize that heartbreak causes so much of suffering. But we need to look at Mama Mary. How did she deal with heartbreak? As she went through life with Jesus, she probably began to take this up in prayer, in reflection. You see, Mama Mary is a very reflective person, and Luke, being a good gospel writer, he tells us she pondered over this in her heart. And in her heart, Mary began to ask herself a fundamental question. Why is my son like that? And she accepts the difference that Jesus shows in his life. She accepts the fact that she can't understand, and she allows that not to become a problem for her. She doesn't go about catching Jesus and telling him, I'm telling you, I'll change. Better be careful. People are talking about you. I can't take the damage. Come on, go home. Does she tell Jesus that? No. She follows him, but at a distance. Sometimes it's even risky, but she does so, loving him all the way. When we look at ourselves, when we have studies which we cannot do well in, We don't like maths. Some of you don't like maths. Put your hands up. My God, I struggle with maths. Get zero sometimes. So the others don't suffer. Very good. Congratulations. But there must be some subject that you don't like. Correct? How will you deal with this? Because it causes a lot of anxiety inside when mommy is teaching. You must have seen some reels, no? How much is 2 plus 2? 5. 5? Pa! How much is 2 plus 2? Very good. But we see that sometimes when we teach our children, when they're dealing with their anxiety, we are not kind to them. And dear children, we ourselves are unkind to ourselves. We keep telling ourselves, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And therefore we suffer so much during the later years of our life when we are becoming adults. We keep telling ourselves, I can't do it. And that is the greatest suffering that we cause ourselves. So many adults sitting here behind you and outside and there right at the back are still suffering because they keep telling themselves, I cannot. And then they become big babies. We want people to love us and appreciate us, say good things about us. We want people to always mollycoddle us, to tell us, you are good. We want to live with people who agree with us. We don't want anybody to have contrasting views or to be against us. We don't want confrontation. We don't like to talk about these things. All these unpleasant things, throw them out. And what do we start suffering? Because life is full of fights. Life is full of confrontations. Life is full of odd things that come up and down. And you are going to have to face this, my dear children. And so what do you need to tell yourself? It is okay to feel anxious, but you need to talk about it. It is okay to feel like a failure, but you need to talk about it. It is okay to feel that you do not have everything. That's fine. You need to talk about it. Express yourself. And this takes care of our suffering. Right from little children as you are right now, if you tell your parents how you feel, I think it will go a long way in making us mature persons like our Mama Mary. Our Mama Mary reflected over her feelings. Mama Mary reflected over what was happening in the life of her son, and she took it to God in prayer. She didn't understand everything. She was pained, but her pain made her stronger. There's a song. It goes like this. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Our pain, our suffering, our heartbreak, our anxiety, they have the power either to crush us and to totally flatten us, or they have the power to make us beautiful persons, great persons. Look at Jesus. He was crushed. So was Mary. Crushed by suffering. Mary was crushed by her heartbreak. Jesus was crushed even physically because they nailed him to a cross. But what happens to them? When they deal with their suffering and they face their suffering, they face what is difficult, there is the resurrection. God fills us with hope. We are never lost. God never abandons us. So it doesn't matter what you're facing in life. Always remember, you are not alone. You are not unloved. You are not garbage. You are beautiful, and God will bring you joy. You need to have hope. You need to have courage to know that God loves you. Suffering is short term. It doesn't matter how deep it is. It is short term. What is everlasting? Joy is everlasting. God is everlasting. Turn to Him like our mother did. Have the courage to say, Mama Mary, I am going through pain right now, physical or even heartbreak. And I want you to teach me to be strong and courageous in the face of this. Help me to be like your son, to believe, to hope that God loves me and that I will overcome my suffering. Mary had tremendous hope, and this brought so much joy to the world. Let us learn from our mother, let us learn from Jesus to be courageous, to be loving, to have hope, to look to the future with love, and to never ever give up when we are suffering. Never give up when we are going through pain, but to learn to process pain, to learn to remove it, not by taking shortcuts, but by learning to confront our pain, to tell our pain you are not real, to tell our pain that you are going, you are passing. What lasts is joy. And so, with the hope that we have in making a difference in the lives of those we live with, I'm talking now to the parents at the back there, you have the power to make life so much better. Believe that you are not the product of your insecurity. You are not the product of your sin. You are not the product of your incapability, but you are designed by God to remove suffering from your own life, from the life of your family, and from the world. All it takes is the ability to look at yourself, to look at others, and allow them to be different from yourself, to allow them mistakes, to allow them the chance to be different, to allow them also to be sinful, and yet to have the courage to speak to them, to help them come over to thinking like you, or perhaps to make justice not an issue, but to make justice an aspect of mercy. When you're looking for love to change the person, you cannot be a judge. You rather be what Jesus was, someone who loves. This ends suffering inside and outside. The one that is caused by our physical nature, and the one that is caused by our emotions, by our interiority, and even the pain that is caused by our soul. Let us bring up children with joy rather than teaching them to buckle under pressure and under suffering.